So this is a Bailey Unicorn Cartagena. Going to take you around the van and show you how it operates. Front of the van we've got the jockey wheel, hitch and handbrake. We'll take you through this in person here in site, and we'll also talk you through the ATC and how that works. On each side of the caravan at the front you will find two wind down legs. Now these wind down legs are just there for stabilising the caravan and not lifting the caravan. Inside the caravan you'll actually find a leg winder, so you can put these legs down. Very simply put the socket onto the nut and wind it each way, one way or the other, to put the leg either up or down. Next up we've got the water pump connection. The water pump connection is very simple to use. You lift the cover up, pull the pump out if you don't want the water, if you want to disconnect the water, and you push the pump in and pull down the cap to lock the pump in place if that is what you're requiring to do. Pickup pipe drops down inside the ack roll itself. We then have our Aldi heating and hot water flue. So essentially you'll leave this uncovered. You never cover it up when it's in operation because it does get hot. We do advise you be careful with hands etc. around it. We've then got the gas locker on the side of the caravan. Now you'll notice there's no pipe work attached. If you do need the pipe work for the gas system, we do have it available here on site at a price of £15. Two gas bottle mounts or tie downs are also in this locker with the correct brackets at the bottom, so they sit in place. And you can carry a maximum of two 6 kilogram propane gas bottles on board the van at any time. Then have the motor mover, which will demonstrate while you're here on site, and we'll also torque the wheel nuts while you're here so you can see they have been tightened correctly and to the correct setting. Then got the two grey waste pipes. So at the front of the caravan the water goes in fresh. Once it's been through the sinks and the shower, you'll have two bits of grey pipe that go into them larger diameter circles just here, and they'll drop down inside the waste master, which will normally sit down on the floor here. That is just wastewater from the shower and the sinks. It is not the toilet waste. I'll show you where that goes in a moment. At the back of the caravan you'll notice you've got this fill tank here. This tank here is for the toilet flush tanks. You'll open this up and you'll put 3.5 litres of water in there and a cap full of the pink fluid prior to use. In the bottom you've got your orange waste handle. You pull up the orange waste cassette handle and pull the cassette out. The neck here turns out 90 degrees so you can tip the waste away, and the cap here is a measure for your pink and blue fluid. You'll put 1 cap of blue fluid into the cassette here prior to use, and also a litre of water. It's 3.5 litres of water in here and a cap full of the pink. You've then got an orange pressure relief button on the back of the cassette, so when you're tipping the waste away it doesn't spit and splatter back at you. On the rear of the caravan on either side, again you've got two wind down legs, and again they are just there for stabilising and they are not for lifting the caravan. On the door side of the caravan, you've got a storage locker at the back for underneath the rear bed at the rear of the van. You've got a 3-pin socket so you can have power out to your awning or connect a telly if you wish to. Your mains power come into the caravan, so you can release it from the side of the caravan. The cap here will actually need to go in the side of the van. Let me just try and put that in place so I can show you. The cap will actually go inside, as you can see here. Then the plug itself will push straight into the side of the van. Two fridge vents on the side of the caravan are simply there to allow hot air out the back of the fridge unit and to take some cool air in. And behind one of these there'll also be a gas flue for the fridge system itself. You've then got a storage locker for underneath the front seating area, and at the front of the van you've got your barbecue gas point. So we are now on the inside of the caravan, as you can probably see. You've got your master power switch for the caravan on this switch just here, so power off at the top, power on when it's down. You've got your water pump switch, which I'll come back to in a moment and demonstrate this. You've then got your interior lights and your awning light for the outside of the caravan. You have got your auxiliary switches as you go around for the lighting, so you can select which lights are on and off, but this will shut all the lights off in one go on this switch. TV points etc around the caravan and TV brackets, very self-explanatory, work the same as household TV brackets, no difference at all there. Now the first thing you're going to need to do once you've got power plugged in on the caravan is to fill the water system. Now underneath the seat on the right hand side of the caravan at the front, you will find your onboard water storage tank, or your hot water tank should I say. Now down the back of the hot water tank you will see this yellow valve. That yellow valve is your drain down valve for the water system on board the caravan. If that valve is parallel with the floor as it is at the moment, then you'll be able to fill the water system on board the caravan. If that valve is upright and pointing towards the bottom of the seat, it will drain all the water out of the system on board the van. So that's the valve you'd need shut to make sure that you can fill the onboard hot water tank, which is the most important part of the water system. You'll notice on the back wall you have a pipework system, and on the right hand side of that pipework, it's a bit hard to show you because just here you have this black valve. Now when that black valve is in the position it's in now, the water will not go to the onboard water storage tank. It will just go to the hot water tank that I've just shown you. If you want the water to go to the onboard water storage tank, you need to flick that valve down so it's pointing down towards the floor, and then I'll show you how to fill the system from the control panel by the door. The onboard water storage tank is this tank just here, and on the side of it you have another black valve. Now that black valve that you see there is for draining down that onboard water storage tank. So if you had that valve pointing towards the wall just there, then that would drain all the water out of that tank on board the caravan. Now, either way that you decide to fill the water system, whether it be via the hot water tank or the onboard water storage tank, you are going to need to open all the taps up on the hot side of the water system prior to filling it. So as you can see, no water coming out of the taps at the moment. However, when I come over to the control panel by the door here, it will give me two options. Internal fill, which will fill the onboard water storage tank, which is the big one in the front side of the caravan. And if we go to external, it'll actually run the water system from the ack roll on the outside straight to your hot water tank, which is the way we're going to fill it at the moment. So as you can see, I've turned the switch on and the water system will start filling up. You'll notice start with the water pressure is a little bit low till it builds up until it's got water through the system. But either way you fill the system, you'll need to have the taps open, and then you'll select either one of these options to fill the water system up. Once you have water flowing out of every tap continuously on board the caravan, you'll then shut each tap off, and you'll be able to start heating the water via the onboard hot water system. That is where the black control panel on the wall here comes in. You've got power on and off for this control panel in the bottom left hand side. You've got your menu button on the right hand side here, and at the top of this control panel you've got your room temperature option. So you've got minus or plus to set your room temperature. Below that you have your hot water settings. So you have hot water on when this bar is halfway up, and you have hot water boost when this bar is completely full. If it's just on hot water on, it'll be around 35 to 40 degrees of water temperature. One thing you need to remember is if you've got the heating on a full 30 degrees, or the heating is on at all, it will actually cut the water heating out, because it'll actually warm the water system via the heating system rather than by the hot water heater element. So basically the heating system will warm the water as well as warming the caravan. Down below that you've got the option for the amount of power that's coming into the caravan. Now each caravan site you go to will have a different amount of power available. So you'll either have 1, 2 or 3 kilowatts. Here on site we can run 1 kilowatt, hence why it's set to the 1 on the control panel at the moment. Down in the bottom left hand corner here you've got the option to run gas for your heating and hot water systems. Again, you'd need to make sure the gas is turned on the outside locker. Press the gas option and it will self-ignite if there is gas available. If it fails to ignite, it will come up with gas fail at the bottom of the screen, and if it does do that and the gas is turned on, I'd advise you check your gas level in your bottle, and also just come over to the hob, ignite the hob up with the igniter on the front, get the gas through to the hob because that is the last point on the gas system. So like you can also run it as a combination of gas and electric at the same time should you wish to, and it'll actually boost the system more efficiently than if it was just on electric or gas on its own. Going to the fridge next. The fridge is very simple to use. You've got power on and off for the fridge on this bottom left hand, or on this left hand side. At the moment we're on mains power, and if you're on mains power you can control the fridge temperature by pressing the button on the right hand side. If you want to control the freezer temperature, you'll need to hit this button here first, then control the freezer temperature. To go back to fridge temperature, you press the button again, so it's just got this one icon lit up blue here. Next option is gas. Now at the moment the gas is turned off, so it won't ignite on gas. However, at the moment, as you can see, it's letting me know it has failed to ignite by flashing the red warning symbol and the pilot light symbol. If this pilot light is solid blue, then it means the gas system has ignited. We also then got 12 volt mode. Now 12 volt mode is when you're towing down the road. If you're not connected to a car, as we're not at the moment, it will not come on to 12 volt mode because it does not work off the 12 volt supply on board the caravan. One other thing I should have mentioned, is if the gas system does fail to ignite and you need to reignite it, you can press and hold the warning button on the right hand side and it'll actually restart the igniting system for the gas operation of the fridge. Microwave, hob, grill and oven all work very much the same as your household appliances. The only difference in the microwave is an eco microwave, so you need to hit the eco button to get it to wake up before you use it. And then the 240 electric ring, obviously if you're not connected to mains, it will not work off the 12 volt supply, so it's 240 volt only. Going into the bathroom, the toilet system is very easy to use. You've got an electric flush on the toilet. You've got a toilet full indicator light. This light will illuminate red when the toilet waste cassette is completely full. The toilet seat itself turns for your convenience, as you can see here. However, if you are removing the toilet cassette from underneath the van, it needs to be in the position coming straight across the van. Below that, you also have your grey waste handle. If the grey waste handle is open and you're trying to remove the cassette from underneath the van, again, it will not allow you to. We do advise after using the loo every time, you do shut this back off so no smells come up inside the van. The last thing I'm going to show you in this caravan is the 12 volt fuses and the 240 trip switches. Now in the cupboard underneath the fridge you will find this control box. On the right hand side you actually have a test switch just here. Now when you press a test switch, if the isolator doesn't trip down, like it is now, as you can see it is here, then there is no 240 main supply coming into the caravan. So when I hit this and it trips, it means there is 240 volt power coming into the caravan, and it just means you haven't got something turned on inside should the caravan not operate. If you press the test switch and it doesn't trip down, then it means there is no power coming from the 240 power supply on site to the caravan. Obviously, as you can see here, it's got a mark to say what each one of these is for should one of them trip. And down the bottom you've got your 12 volt fuses for the 12 volt operation of the caravan, and you've got your lights, etc., and it's all marked down the bottom. Now this is a Bailey Unicorn Cartagena. If you have any further questions on the caravan, please don't hesitate to give us a call here at the Caravan Company, and we'd be more than happy to help. We appreciate the business and we look forward to seeing you here on site soon when you collect your caravan. Thank you for now. Bye bye.